with her on the sidelines of a press conference at John Watling's distillery this morning. The U.S. official says even with global tensions, the relationship between the two countries remains steady. Furnish was also asked about the recent police-involved killing of U.S. Pike worker Cody Castillo. Furnish expressing condolences while pointing to what she described as a fair investigation by local authorities, also standing by recent statements by U.S. Ambassador Herschel Walker.
We are really grateful to the Bahamian government and to the police force, especially for their work in a fair and safe investigation of this matter. And of course, our hearts and condolences go out to the family and particularly the widow of Cody Castillo. We'll continue to watch this case and are certain that the Bahamian government can bring this case to justice.
Furnish also gave an update on negotiations with the U.S. over hiring Cuban healthcare workers to help address human resources challenges.
We had a good meeting with the Ministry of Health recently, and they are working hard to move forward in working towards abolishing those issues here in the Bahamas. Of course, the U.S. sees that as a human rights issue, and we do see the Bahamas working towards goals on those measures, and we'll continue to watch that space.
She was also asked about the U.S. being considered to provide funding for a new hospital. However, the government of Bahamas went into a different direction and entered into a $283 million agreement with China International Development Corporation Agency to construct the new 200-bed New Providence Specialty Hospital.
I'd say, U.S. investment is the best, right? Western investment that comes with no strings attached is what I'll say. So we'll continue to be there for the Bahamas. There's opportunities via Ex-Im Bank and other U.S. funding, and of course, private U.S. investment is what makes both of our economies grow.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
All right, thanks so much for that, Delvado. Accused murderer Quinton Hart will remain on remand after a Supreme Court judge denied his bid for bail in connection with a 2025 shooting death. Hart is accused of fatally shooting Jaheim Renee as he walked along McCullough Corner on March 29th. In her ruling, Justice Janine Weish Gomez said there has been no unreasonable delay in the case. She also found that no conditions could be put in place to prevent the 20-year-old from absconding or committing further offenses if released. And if you're flying with Air Canada soon, you may start seeing a piece of Bahamian storytelling at 30,000 feet. The award-winning children's series Gumbe Kids is now featured on the airline's in-flight television screens, bringing Bahamian history and folklore to an international audience. In just 4 seasons, the series has already reached more than 150 million viewers worldwide across multiple streaming platforms and networks, including Our News Bahamas. And now, thousands more Air Canada passengers are being added to that growing global audience. And about 70 new jobs are being created in New Providence as Marco's Pizza Bahamas opens its 7th location following a $2.5 million redevelopment project. Franchise holder Ados Holding transforming the former Wendy's location on University Drive into the new restaurant, marking another expansion for the growing pizza brand. At Tuesday's grand opening, University of the Bahamas students and pizza lovers lined up outside, eager to be among the first customers through the doors. Chairman of Ados Holding Limited is Chris Savosis.
The Marco's brand, this is the only brand that was actually, it was founded by Pat Gianmarco, and he's the only Italian founder of any of the pizza brands in the world. So, I mean, all of our competitors cannot speak to the fact that the founder of their brand was an Italian using his grandmother and his mother's recipes. So this is truly authentic Italian recipe.
Marco's brand manager Tess Mulling says the grand opening, it's just the beginning.
This was designed with the students in mind and the neighborhood. ATOs are trying to own the entire block. You know, we have Popeyes and we also have Wendy's. So now we just add another family member, Marco's. Well, we're more than just pizza. We're subs, we're salads. We're also innovative. We're bringing, we have a surprise for me for you guys. We have 2 surprises for you. I wouldn't let it out the bag as yet, but we just try to stay innovative and fresh and up to date because that is what the Marco's brand is about.
All right, looking forward to that surprise. We've got much more to get to tonight, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson, he is back in the Weather Center. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Kindin, and a happy Thursday evening, everybody. Another beautiful evening on the outside. 75 degrees is our current temperature. Under partly cloudy skies, east-northeast winds at 13 miles per hour. We have a bit of a breeze out there. Feels like temperature is at 71. Temperatures right now around the Family Violence. 77 in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Alistown, Bimini. We pick up 76s. Great Harbor, the Berry Islands. Over in Nicholstown, North Andros. Marsh Harbor, Abaco, 74. 75s here in the capital as well as in Governor's Harbor, Luther. Pick up 77s in Kemps Bay, South Andros, Georgetown, that's Exuma, Great Exuma. Also in Copenhagen, San Salvador, and Arthurstown, Cat Island. Black Point, Exuma, 76, and that's in the Keys. Port Nelson, Rum Cay, and over in Deadman's Key, the upper 70s there. Southeast Bahamas, 78s in Duncantown, Ragged Island, Delectable Bay, Providenciales, Tricks and Caicos, and Matthewtown in Naguac. Abrahams Bay, Megon at 77, and Kern Hill, Crooked Island. You are the warm spot in the Southeast Bahamas at 79 right now. Satellite radar composite, the ridge of high pressure still in charge of our weather. That ridge is continuing to dominate our weather with mostly breezy conditions, some quick passing showers. That disturbance that was east of the islands moving through the Southeast Bahamas right now with some cloudy conditions as well as a possible shower or two. That will continue to move towards the west. There's a front we expect to be getting in here by Sunday. That front will bring us some showers, but the winds behind it will make for some challenges for beaching and boating for the upcoming week. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Coming up in sports, you cannot have a 50-50 season if you don't start at 1. A big night for Jazz and the Bronx Bombers on opening night.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the R News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
Hey, Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
Meet the voices who want your vote. Coming to the RTV lineup, Candidates Catalog, a show that throws political heavyweights and newcomers into headline-grabbing challenges. Join Megan Shepard as she dissects candidates' promises, pasts, and personas. Candidates Catalog, where strategy collides with conscience. Only on RTV.
From the K-9 unit to the precision movement of officers on the parade, to the boys in blue hair on the SWAT team, to the police canteen, to the legal department. Join me, Jasmine Brown, over the next few weeks as I continue my annual Police Month series, where I'll take a look at several divisions within the Royal Bahamas Police Force. You can catch the stories on R News starting at 7 p.m., as well as log on to the R News social media pages.
For more than a century, the Royal Bahamas Police Force has been the face of law.
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. It feels like the Dodgers were just celebrating yesterday, but just like that, the MLB is back, and just like that, Jazz and the 50-50 season gets underway. It's only going to sound crazy until he does it. On opening night, Jazz Chisholm Jr. delivered an all-around performance, and his New York Yankees were dominant in a 7-0 win over the San Francisco Giants. In the field, Chisholm snagged a line drive, then finished the play barehanded on an error-free night for the Yankees, and on the offensive side, he went 1 for 3, reached base 3 times, and scored a run. If this is what the Sixers look like when they're almost at full strength, the higher seeds are going to be really upset at this matchup in the first round. A couple perennial All-Stars were back on the floor, but the future All-Star still kept his production going. VJ Edgecombe finished with 22 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists in just 29 minutes, and his 76ers won 157-137 over the Chicago Bulls. Mango Soccer heads into a brief break, back on track, and more importantly, on a winning note, atop the standings. UB sits alone atop the BFA Men's Soccer League table after a 4-2 win over Renegades FC. Midfielder CJ Clergeau scored 2 goals, while Philip Pilgrim and Nahum Johnson also found the back of the net. UB got off to a flying start with that first-minute goal from Clergeau, followed by Pilgrim's in the 26th minute. Clergeau sealed the win with a free kick in minute 88. UB is now 10-1-3 on the season and will return to action on April 12th against Cavalier FC. That'll do it for our sports. Stay tuned to our news at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as Tehran rejects reports of negotiations to end the conflict, even as Washington confirms a proposal is already on the table. Plus, a landmark U.S. jury verdict could reshape lawsuits worldwide after tech giants found responsible for harmful platform design affecting young users. And nearly 100,000 patients waiting for surgery as doctors in Cuba leave the profession and supply shortages worsen across the island. The story when our news returns.
For more than a century, the Royal Bahamas Police Force has been the face of law and order. Established in 1840 with only 16 men, it's become one of the largest law enforcement agencies in the country, employing hundreds of police officers. They've not only fought crime, but also built safer communities. And this March, in honor of Police Month, join me, Jasmine Brown, every week as we introduce you to the brave men and women who risk their lives every day to keep us safe.
It only takes a second for things to go wrong. Are you prepared? Don't become a statistic. Follow these simple rules. Leave early, obey road signs, wear seatbelts, invest in hands-free devices, and don't drink and drive. I'm Inspector Gerard Cum of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, reminding you that road safety is no accident.
It's more than a podcast. It's a movement. This is Breaking the Silence with Junior Clovis, where conversations we avoid finally have a place to breathe. Every story, every struggle, every breakthrough is brought to light, unfiltered and unspoken until now. Join us this Sunday at 2 p.m. as we confront the topics that matter, share real experiences, and change the conversation around mental health together. Watch, listen, break the silence.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Every week, one show drives the national conversation. On the Record. We challenge the issues, ask the tough questions, and dig deeper. We bring in the experts, the decision makers, and the voices that matter. Our discussions shape policy, influence change, and inform the public like no other. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Catch us streaming live on Facebook or catch up with your favorite episodes on our YouTube channel. The conversations that shape the Bahamas start here, on the Record.
Conflict doesn't have to end in chaos. Before it escalates, take a breath. Step back. Choose peace. Listen to understand. Respectful conversations lead to real solutions. I am Sergeant 3599 Johnson of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, urging you, let's talk it out, not fight it out.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. Iran says it is not negotiating an end to its war with the United States, despite claims from President Donald Trump that talks are already underway. Iran's Joint Military Command spokesperson told state media that Washington should not try to call what he described as a U.S. defeat an agreement. This as Reuters reports the U.S. has sent Tehran a 15-point proposal aimed at ending the conflict, even while Iranian officials publicly deny negotiations are taking place. Iran's foreign minister says the country is reviewing the proposal, but maintains there are no plans for direct talks unless its conditions are met, as both sides continue to send mixed signals about a possible path to de-escalation.
When I tell you we're winning so big, nobody's ever seen anything like we're doing in the Middle East with Iran. And they are negotiating, by the way, and they want to make a deal so badly, but they're afraid to say it because they figure they'll be killed by their own people. They're also afraid they'll be killed by us. There's never been a head of a country that wanted that job less than being the head of Iran. I don't want it. We listen to some of the things they say. We hear them very clearly. They say, I don't want it. We'd like to make you the next supreme leader. No, thank you. I don't want it.
Defense lawyers for ousted Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro returned to a Manhattan court Thursday, seeking to have U.S. drug trafficking and narco-terrorism charges against him dismissed. Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores, who were captured by U.S. Special Forces in a January raid in Caracas, have pleaded not guilty and remain in federal custody in Brooklyn. Their attorneys argue U.S. sanctions are blocking access to Venezuelan state funds for their defense, violating their constitutional right to counsel of their choosing. Maduro's lead lawyer says he may withdraw from the case if the funding issue is not resolved, as the court continues to weigh whether the prosecution can move forward under the current conditions. A Los Angeles jury has found tech giants Google and Meta liable in a landmark social media addiction case, ordering them to pay a combined $6 million in damages. The case was brought by a young woman who said she became addicted to YouTube and Instagram as a child, with jurors finding both companies negligent in how their platforms were designed and in failing to warn users about risks, according to Reuters. The verdict could influence thousands of similar lawsuits filed by parents, school districts, and attorneys general across the U.S. Meta says it disagrees with the ruling and is reviewing its legal options, while Google says it plans to appeal.
We respectfully disagree with the verdict and will appeal. Teen mental health is profoundly complex and cannot be linked to a single app. We will continue to defend ourselves vigorously as every case is different, and we remain confident in our record of protecting teens online.
I'm sure there will be a boatload more, and this is the tip of the spear. And you've got to remember, this is what's called a bellwether. It's the first trial. In the history of American jurisprudence, it usually takes the plaintiffs 3 or 4 times.
And Cuba's healthcare system is under growing strain as doctors and nurses face power outages, medicine shortages, and a collapsing economy that is now disrupting patient care across the island. Officials say nearly 100,000 people are currently waiting for surgery, including 7,000 children, with the total expected to rise sharply by year's end, according to Reuters. The health ministry also reports shortages of oxygen, anesthesia, and other supplies, delaying hundreds of pediatric operations each week. Authorities blame the crisis in part on U.S. sanctions and a recent oil blockade, while low salaries driving many doctors to leave the profession or the country altogether. And a new United Nations human rights report says more than 5,000 people were killed in Haiti between mid-January and March this year. As gang violence continues to tighten its grip on the country, the UN says more than 2,600 others were injured, with gangs accused of killings, kidnappings, child trafficking, extortion, and widespread sexual violence to terrorize communities. The report also raises concerns about operations by a private military company working with Haitian authorities, including drone strikes and helicopter gunfire that may amount to targeted killings. UN human rights officials urging Haitian authorities to restore security while ensuring all operations respect human rights.
The report also details violence perpetrated by self-defense groups and mobs engaging in so-called popular justice. Armed with stones, machetes, and increasingly high-caliber firearms, these groups have lynched individuals suspected of gang affiliation, as well as others deemed to have committed crimes. Some killings were allegedly encouraged, supported, or facilitated by police elements.
All right, garbage piling up and patience running thin. Government now taking a hard stance on waste management as Environment Minister Zane Lightbourne says they're ready to clean up and clear out underperforming contractors. In tonight's Sustainability First, our Jasmine Brown tells us how proper waste collection means a cleaner and green environment.
Bahama's first, putting sustainability first for our people and our environment. What's first for you and the planet comes first for us.
Minister of the Environment Zane Lightbourne is sounding the alarm, pushing for a cleaner, more accountable Bahamas as complaints about garbage collection continue to pile up. Lightbourne addressing frustrations from residents, making it clear the government is taking a hard line on waste management companies that fail to deliver. Contractors who fall short are now being put on notice.
It's unfortunate that all of the contractors are not created equal, and so some people don't want their contractors removed. We have to suspend a number of licenses, sorry, not licenses, but a number of contracts to cause persons to understand that we're serious about what they do. They're getting paid from the taxpayers' money to do the service, and we expect that they collect garbage, they collect waste according to their contracts, and if not, we're going to have to find persons who can do the job properly.
And while the exact number remains unclear, Lightbourne says at least 4 contracts have already been temporarily halted.
I know of at least 4 contractors who had to have their contracts suspended. Most of these suspensions have been short-term, but long enough for them to understand that we're serious about what we do, and we would have in turn engaged other contractors to pick up on their routes. And so if we want to be serious about this job, they have to, one, buy their tools, necessary equipment, meaning their vehicles and so on and so forth. It's unacceptable that some contractors have been on this type of contract for lengths of time, for years sometimes, and still don't have adequate vehicles.
But enforcement is just one part of the plan. The ministry is also rolling out solutions. According to Lightbourne, it includes the introduction of transfer stations aimed at curbing illegal dumping across New Providence. These sites now active in areas like Yamacraw, Golden Isles, South Beach, and Nassau Village. Lightbourne is urging the public to do their part.
Continue to agitate, continue to call the hotline of the Department of Environmental Health, because we will not be pleased until we get this 100% efficient, effective.
Reporting for our news and reminding you to put sustainability first, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Still to come in our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was March 26th. Then in our news at 7:30, caffeine, painkillers, and even cocaine found in sharks off the coast of Eleuthera. What scientists say it means for our waters. And questions growing over how government plans to pay for its proposed Grand Bahama Power Company acquisition. What Freeport licensees are now demanding. When our news returns.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Every week, one show drives the national conversation. On the Record. We challenge the issues, ask the tough questions, and dig deeper. We bring in the experts, the decision makers, and the voices that matter. Our discussions shape policy, influence change, and inform the public like no other. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Catch us streaming live on Facebook or catch up with your favorite episodes on our YouTube channel. The conversations that shape the Bahamas start here, on the Record.
Conflict doesn't have to end in chaos. Before it escalates, take a breath. Step back. Choose peace. Listen to understand. Respectful conversations lead to real solutions. I am Sergeant 3599 Johnson of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, urging you, let's talk it out, not fight it out.
From 2017, one show has set the standard for current affairs in the Bahamas, and that's On the Record, one of the longest running current affairs shows on RTV. We've been the place where newsmakers come to talk. We've sat down with leaders in government, cultural icons, industry leaders, and international experts. From breaking news to in-depth analysis, our conversation sets the tone for the nation. We've tackled the biggest issues on the planet, held world leaders accountable, and given voice to the people. From politics to culture, business to the environment, no topic is off limits. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Catch us streaming live on Facebook.
On this day in Bahamian history in 1672, a deadline set by the Lords Proprietors of Carolina expired for settlers to claim 50-acre land grants in the Bahamas, part of an early effort to build a sustainable English colony, following the first settlement on Eleuthera just 2 years after the islands were granted to the proprietors. Fast forward to 2014. Then Central and South Andros MP Picewell Forbes apologized in Parliament for laughing after a joke by Tall Pines MP Leslie Miller about abusing an ex-girlfriend, saying he objected to violence against women. And in 2020, health officials warned COVID-19 cases were rising just days after the country's first confirmed case, as then Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands urged residents to stay indoors under a state of emergency. To learn more about the events that shaped the day that was March 26th, head over to rnews.bs. And that's going to do it for us in News at 7. But Italia Hall Thomas is up next at 7:30. But first, it's time now for Thursday is the New Friday with entertainment correspondent Danielle Miller. Denny, Mexicava it looks like. Yeah?
Hey, you know, when you see this wall, I could only be one place. That's Mexicava. Which location? We are at the Carmichael Road location today, and I am getting a jump start on their Dollar Wings Friday. I know today is Thursday, but Thursday is the new Friday in my world, and they accommodate that. So I have my wings here. I also have tacos, because they also have Taco Tuesdays as well. And don't forget, they also give you quesadillas, and there's no special on the quesadillas, but they taste good. If you want to know more about what Mexicava has to offer, follow their social media pages. And not only that, but make sure you tune into Thursday is the New Friday on our social media pages, and also our entertainment segment coming up at 7:30 p.m. I have a special interview with multi-platinum Grammy award-winning artist Maya. All right, guys and gals, you know the drill. Until next weekend, deuces. Back to you in studio, guys.
Thanks, Danny. Ken, Danny said she's going to bring me Mexicava. I believe her this time.
No, don't try to trick me. I already saw that you had Mexicava. I saw that you had those wings and several other things, and you know I didn't get to eat today. I said, but anyhow, I'm going to wait to see if she can offer me any. I'm going to wait to see if she can offer me any of these wings. You know. You know full well.
Anyway, we'll leave that right there, but stay tuned.
You know what? For that, Ms. Hall Thomas, I thank you.
Stay tuned to our news on Thursdays to see more escapades like that one with our Danielle Miller. Here are your latest headlines.
First tonight on our news at 7:30, long-awaited progress for residents of Rum Cay. This is government signs a contract
to finally bring a proper airport terminal to the island. Also, a case involving allegations against a child coming to an end. We have courtroom details straight ahead, plus caffeine, painkillers, and even cocaine detected in sharks in Bahamian waters. The discovery now raising new concerns about ocean pollution. And later, a renewed push to drive economic growth as developers prepare to showcase investment opportunities in the nation's second city. The story when our news at 7:30 returns.
Candino Notes here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure and hit that follow button if you want to see more stories like this. Be sure and follow all of the R News social media pages. And hey, don't forget, turn on your notifications so you never miss out on top stories from the team you already trust.
Healthcare needs don't stick to a schedule. When you need a prescription, you need it now. That's why Lowe's Pharmacy is here, innovating the Bahamas pharmaceutical industry since 1953. Back then, we delivered medication to locals in need by bike, and we're proud to say that little has changed. No matter the resources at our disposal, we've always done everything in our power to innovate. Today's technology means we can live out our vision stronger than ever. When your prescription runs out, WhatsApp Lowe's Pharmacy for a refill. No matter how much time passes by, we're always searching for new ways to innovate and to empower you to do the things you love with the people you love. Save time and WhatsApp your prescription needs to us today. We'll never let you down. That's a 6-decade-old promise, and that's a promise we'll keep. Lowe's Pharmacy. We care about your health. We always have, we always will.
When I wake up in the morning and I take a walk outside, I see the sunshine, I see a new day, and that feeling puts a smile right on my face. I know just what to do, go to the paint place. So if you wanna paint it right the first time, go to the paint place, stop at the paint place. And if you want it to last a lifetime, go to the paint place, stop at the paint place.
Welcome to our news. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall-Thomas. First tonight, residents in Rum Cay can finally expect an airport. Government signing a $986,000 contract with Green Slate Construction for the development of a new terminal. The island is currently without one and has just a small cabana not too far away from the runway. Prime Minister Philip Davis, who's also the area member of parliament, says it's time locals get an airport they deserve.
The building will be a corridor for opportunity and for growth. So the people of Rum Cay will benefit from a modern, spacious terminal facility equipped with updated navigational aids and designed to meet the demands of today and the possibilities of tomorrow.
Construction is expected to start in the next month, the signing taking place just before the local clinic on the island was officially opened. And with a community with a population of less than 100, there aren't many opportunities available, but Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper, who's also the aviation minister, says more air traffic will soon come to the island.
Now, I've been particularly proud to have worked along with the Department of Aviation to ensure that Rum Cay gets a non-stop service, and we have been having Southern Air on a consistent basis to come here, as we have done in other small areas across the country as well. This is important for connectivity to ensure that as we promote Rum Cay around the world, people are able to get here.
Well, prosecutors won't retry a man accused of squeezing a child's butt. Rosmel Mendez was accused of committing the crime against an 8-year-old on April 10, 2023. A retrial was ordered in 2024 after jurors failed to reach a verdict in the indecent assault case. However, the DPP ordered the discontinuation of the case this week. Well, caffeine, painkillers, and even cocaine discovered inside sharks off the coast of the Bahamas. An international research team analyzing blood samples from 85 sharks of 5 different species. The sharks were captured about 4 miles off the coast of a remote island near Eleuthera, and their blood levels were tested for 24 legal and illegal drugs. 28 of them had traces of pharmaceuticals or other drugs in their systems. The most common substance was caffeine, followed by 2 common over-the-counter anti-inflammatory painkillers. In a surprising discovery, 1 baby lemon shark tested positive for cocaine, which researchers say indicates recent exposure in the waters. Scientists say the findings are a wake-up call that even waters considered pristine and ours, well, here in the Bahamas, are not immune to human pollution, and that tourism, coastal development, and marine ecosystems are closely connected. Well, Grand Bahama may be on the brink of a major comeback. This as new investment opportunities are set to be unveiled. Our Megan Shepherd tells us what it could mean for jobs, businesses, and the island's future in about 6 minutes. But first, nice weather on this Friday, Junior. Hopefully things continue on this path for the weekend. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center with your first look. Greg, what can you tell us?
Yeah, thanks, Italian. Happy Thursday evening, everybody. Partly cloudy skies on the outside right now. 75 degrees our current temperature. East-northeast winds at 13 miles per hour. Feels like temperature is at 71. Satellite radar composite. That ridge of high pressure at the surface still dominating our weather, keeping us with some breezy conditions as well as some quick passing showers. Mid to upper level disturbance near the southeast Bahamas, combined with a surface disturbance producing some cloudy conditions as well as some showers down there. We expect that to continue through tomorrow, but that front expected by Sunday should get in here, bringing us some showers and some very strong winds for next week. That's a quick check on conditions around the islands. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come in our news, stakeholders ramping up efforts to attract investors to Grand Bahama with new opportunities set to be unveiled this April. Also, creativity on full display. This is students at the Jack Haywood Senior High School showcase art, performance, and passion. And later, heavy metal fans get ready. This as a global music icon is preparing to take the stage locally, promising a one-of-a-kind performance for fans here in the Bahamas. And that's all coming up when our news returns.
Hey, Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
Meet the voices who want your vote. Coming to the RTV lineup, Candidates Catalog, a show that throws political heavyweights and newcomers into headline-grabbing challenges. Join Megan Shepherd as she dissects candidates' promises, pasts, and personas. Candidates Catalog, where strategy collides with conscience. Only on RTV.
From the K-9 unit to the precision movement of officers on the parade, to the boys in blue hair on the SWAT team, to the police canteen, to the legal department. Join me, Jasmine Brown, over the next few weeks as I continue my annual Police Month series, where I'll take a look at several divisions within the Royal Bahamas Police Force. You can catch the stories on R News starting at 7 p.m., as well as log on to the R News social media pages. For more than a century, the Royal Bahamas Police Force has been the face of law and order. Established in 1840 with only 16 men, it's become one of the largest law enforcement agencies in the country, employing hundreds of police officers. They've not only fought crime, but also built safer communities. And this March, in honor of Police Month, join me, Jasmine Brown, every
The Freeport Licensee Association raising serious concerns tonight about government's proposed $280 million acquisition of the Grand Bahama Power Company, warning there are still too many unanswered questions. In a statement Thursday, the association said a deal of this magnitude must be transparent, with full public consultation before any final decision is made. The group says very few details have been shared with Grand Bahamians about how the purchase would directly benefit residents, and is now calling on the Prime Minister and the Minister for Grand Bahama to meet with residents to address a long list of questions. Licensees also questioned how government plans to repay the loan, noting many residents are still recovering from the financial impact of Hurricane Dorian and other major storms. The association further warning government ownership does not automatically mean better performance or lower electricity costs. To read the full statement and those questions, visit ournews.bs or any of our social media platforms. Still on Grand Bahama, stakeholders on the island ramping up efforts to push the message of economic momentum in the nation's second city. And this April, the Grand Bahama Development Company will be bringing a range of investment opportunities to your front door. Our news anchor Megan Shepherd explains in tonight's The Grand Review.
It's called the DevCo 242 Island Tour, a major new initiative by the Grand Bahama Development Company, launched with one main goal in mind: connecting the right investors with the right properties. Sales counselor Linnell Sawyer says the tour kicks off in the capital, introducing a variety of pathways to property ownership on Grand Bahama.
And we're going to share some of the promotions that we have going on, being the land on layaway, the deeds and dreams, obviously reference with benefits, gift, and other initiatives to help promote, just to make it easy and accessible for persons who are interested in investment outside of the capital, just letting them know that other options are available. So we begin in Nassau. We're going to go to Bimini and also to the island of Abaco.
She is encouraging Bahamians to not count themselves out of the opportunity, even if they're not currently living on the island.
So, you can build like multifamily lots, duplex lots, and then you can earn income. And what I believe is also helps to support your lifestyle if you want to choose to stay in the capital or on another island.
Meanwhile, Senior Manager of Sales and Commercial Development Charles Pratt says the initiative is both strategic and timely, sharing what's next as DevCo moves to connect interested buyers with key development sites.
We are launching now officially the available commercial retail properties that were the product of the report from Ernst & Young and EDSA. We've spoken about it before, but we're now speaking about it in greater detail in terms of pricing, in terms of land use.
He's also urging Bahamians to take advantage of these opportunities first, before they're expanded regionally and internationally. Pratt says each site was strategically selected by DevCo, positioned near anchor development projects happening within the port area.
We're talking about the redevelopment of the Freeport Harbor, which is estimated to be somewhere around $500 million. We're talking about the investment by the Grand Bahama Shipyard. We're also talking about, obviously, what Carnival would have done, having opened and launched or received its first ship July 19 of last year, already surpassed the 1 million passenger mark. O2 Resort, another smaller but multi-million-dollar development happening in Lucaya, and other developments that are occurring. So these are great signs and indicators for the visionary developer to recognize now is the time to get into Grand Bahama and be a part of the growth.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Megan Shepherd.
Thanks for that, Megan. While the Jack Haywood Senior High School in Grand Bahama recently hosting a vibrant art exhibition showcasing the creativity and talent of its students. The evening was filled with visual art performances and entertainment, all led by the students themselves. Principal Melissa Cooper says the event is quickly becoming a staple at the institution. She explains the exhibition first began last year when the art subject coordinator brought the idea forward, and now, as the school celebrates its 30th anniversary, she says it was only fitting to host a showcase once again. Meanwhile, subject coordinator for the Performing Arts, Ben Ferguson Jr., says the school aims to continue creating platforms that allow students to explore their creativity.
The students are so talented, they are so gifted, and so what you see on the walls, what you see on the tables, it's all their work. Excellent work. These kids are extremely talented. And of course, they have awesome teachers who, of course, prepare them, teaching them the skills and everything else they need to know so that they can be able to display.
What we aspire to do is expose them and introduce them not only to the things that can be done, but also the artists that do them. So we arrange times and we have sessions and visitations and workshops with them. One of the things they plan to do before the semester out as well is to work with the guidance department to introduce them to the schools and the scholarship opportunities specifically for creative careers.
Now, more than 30 students participated in this year's exhibition. Art student Mariah Rigby says the experience has been an exciting one.
I've been drawing since I was 11, cartoon characters, and then I just evolved into more of it because I fell more in love with it as I went on.
It's now time for tonight's Financial Market Minute, brought to you by RF, your local investment bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
When our news comes back from the break, a rare close-up experience. This as rock icon Steve Harris is set to perform live in the Bahamas.
Coming up in sports, it felt like Jazz worked about 4 jobs on opening night, from the broadcast to the field, with a couple viral moments mixed in. It was real superstar stuff. And in the NBA, VJ continues to display some superstar stuff of his own on a big night for Philly.
And later, beyond the hits, Grammy-winning artist Maya opens up about her journey as an independent artist and entrepreneur. We have the story when our news returns. Stay with us.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Every year, car theft in the Bahamas rises. Thieves are getting smarter and faster. Is your car a target? Compact vehicles are at risk. Don't become a victim. Simple steps can make all the difference. Lock your car. Invest in anti-theft devices. Park smart. Protect yourself. Stay alert. I am PC 4392, Trayshawn Ferguson. Stay vigilant. Report suspicious activity. And let's create safer communities together. Learn more by visiting theroyalbahamaspoliceforce.org.
My name is Trevi Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. It feels like the Dodgers were just celebrating yesterday, but just like that, the MLB is back, and just like that, Jazz and the 50-50 season gets underway. It's only gonna sound crazy until he does it. On opening night, Jazz Chisholm Jr. delivered an all-around performance, and his New York Yankees were dominant in a 7-0 win over the San Francisco Giants. In the field, Chisholm snagged a line drive, then finished the play barehanded on an error-free night for the Yankees, and on the offensive side, he went 1 for 3, reached base 3 times, and scored a run. In the fifth, he swiped second base with a head-first dive, recording MLB's first stolen base of the season. The 3-game series continues Friday afternoon in San Francisco. If this is what the Sixers look like when they're almost at full strength, the higher seeds are going to be really upset at this matchup in the first round. A couple perennial All-Stars were back on the floor, but the future All-Star still kept his production going. VJ Edgecombe finished with 22 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists in just 29 minutes, and his 76ers won 157-137 over the Chicago Bulls. His efficiency may have been even more important than the counting stats. 7 for 9 from the field, 4 for 5 from 3, 4 for 5 from the free throw line. The offensive outburst led the Sixers to a 40-25 record on the season and in a fight to avoid that Eastern Conference play-in. Philly is currently 7th in the standings, but just 2 losses separate them from 5th place and that coveted spot in the top 6.
It's all a mental thing. I try to stay strong mentally. I got a great group of guys around me that helps with that. So like I said, I just try to stay strong mentally and enjoy it. So I think that's why I've just been enjoying the whole process. I haven't had time to just sit down and cope and sulk on anything.
Mango soccer heads into a brief break, back on track, and more importantly, on a winning note, atop the standings. UB sits alone atop the BFA Men's Soccer League table after a 4-2 win over Renegades FC. Midfielder CJ Clergeau scored 2 goals, while Philip Pilgrim and Nahum Johnson also found the back of the net. UB got off to a flying start with that first-minute goal from Clergeau, followed by Pilgrim's in the 26th minute. Clergeau sealed the win with a free kick in minute 88. UB is now 10-1-3 on the season and will return to action on April 12th against Cavalier FC.
It's an important 3 points for the team. We're back on top of the table. We need those 2 points on the top. A little breathing space, but we've got to keep going.
That'll do it for our sports. This is 10YS, and baseball made opening night a standalone thing. Never seen it before. Now, if we can just take down those unwritten rules one at a time, you know the ones, coded for something else.
Still ahead on our news tonight, a global music icon is preparing to take the stage locally, promising a one-of-a-kind performance for fans here in the Bahamas. Plus, beyond the hits, Grammy-winning artist Maya opens up about her journey as an independent artist and entrepreneur. And that's all coming up when our news returns.
It only takes a second for things to go wrong. Are you prepared? Don't become a statistic. Follow these simple rules. Leave early, obey road signs, wear seatbelts, invest in hands-free devices, and don't drink and drive. I'm Inspector Gerard Cum of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, reminding you that road safety is no accident.
It's more than a podcast. It's a movement. This is Breaking the Silence with Junior Clovis, where conversations we avoid finally have a place to breathe. Every story, every struggle, every breakthrough is brought to light, unfiltered and unspoken until now. Join us this Sunday at 2 p.m. as we confront the topics that matter, share real experiences, and change the conversation around mental health together. Watch, listen, break the silence.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Every week, one show drives the national conversation. On the Record. We challenge the issues, ask the tough questions, and dig deeper. We bring in the experts, the decision makers, and the voices that matter. Our discussions shape policy, influence change, and inform the public like no other. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Catch us streaming live on Facebook or catch up with your favorite episodes on our YouTube channel. The conversations that shape the Bahamas start here, on the Record.
This is our news. Welcome back. Surface high pressure still in charge of our weather. That's producing the fresh breezes outside, and we will continue that trend through tomorrow as we do anticipate a frontal boundary to get near Sunday with some very strong winds behind that. In the meantime, a disturbance near the southeast Bahamas producing some cloudy conditions as well as a few showers down near that location. We expect that to continue through tomorrow. The ridge across our area will back out towards the east. That's ahead of the frontal boundary that's now taking shape across portions of the United States of America. That should get near Sunday, late Saturday into early Sunday, bringing us, like I said, some showers and some very strong winds once the front goes through. Future forecast showing the moisture across the southeast Bahamas. That's going to wane a bit. Some showers still lingering through Friday, and that will continue to be the trend through Saturday with that easterly breeze bringing some moisture across the area. But once again, front expected for Sunday. Northwest Bahamas boating tonight through tomorrow. Small craft caution for the Atlantic. East-northeast to easterly winds at 10 to 15 knots. Seas 2 to 4 feet, but up to 6 feet in Atlantic waters in northeasterly swells. Yet low tide is at 9:13 tonight. High tide at 3:45 in the morning. Central and southeastern islands, caution flag down there as well. Northeast to east, stiffer winds 15 to 20. Seas running 4 to 6 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, a little bit of moisture lingering around, that easterly breeze bringing that across us, but breezy tomorrow, and that should continue through Saturday. That front comes through on Sunday. We get some showers in the forecast, well, by Monday morning through the day, but we do improve for early next week. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
All right, thanks so much for that, Greg. Well, heavy metal lovers, this one's for you, as rock legend Steve Harris is set to hit the stage right here in Nassau. Harris is bringing his side project, British Lion, to join him at John Watlin's distillery on April 8th. After living in the Bahamas for over 18 years, this performance will mark his first live performance here. The rock legend says the show will be an intimate experience, giving fans a chance to see a world-class artist up close, something you don't always get locally.
We go out and we give 110% on the show. I like to say we're a good live band. We've been all around the world playing places to all different audiences around the world. So we are international bands, and we got good songs. I like to believe we've got really good songs. We've got lots of melody, sing-along stuff, so people can get involved with it as well. So they don't have to know the words to quite a lot of it, because it's just kind of chant-type stuff. So, it's going to be good. And the support act, Tony Moore, is like a one-man show, and he's travelled all around the world with us as well.
All right, sounds exciting. Well, Maya is a multi-platinum Grammy award-winning artist, recognized for hits such as Take Me There, Case of the X, I remember that one as a child, and Girls Dumb Sugar featuring Beanie Man. However, did you know that Maya has spent the last 20 years establishing her own record label? After her performance at the inaugural R&B brunch at Nassau Paradise Island's Wine and Food Festival, our Daniel Miller spoke with the artist about how 2025 signified a crucial turning point in her business.
And I can tell you're a real Caribbean gal for how you carrying on them heels on that stage. The Nassau Paradise Island Wine and Food Festival recently came to a close with a new addition to the agenda, R&B Brunch. Hosted by Chef J.J. Johnson, this brunch made its grand debut. Held in the Imperial Ballroom, the venue was gently illuminated with shades of red, enhancing the minimalist decor. The element that elevated this buffet-style brunch to new heights. A performance by multi-platinum R&B artist Maya. Following her performance, I had a conversation with Maya, who revealed that, like the festival, she is celebrating a first. She mentioned that since establishing her own record label in 2008, Planet 9, this year marks the first time she's collaborating with a team.
For a long time, I did it by myself. And this is like the first year where I'm casting people in and hustling to pay for the operation, because you do need teamwork so that you can sleep and stay healthy, but also amplify your presence.
While recognizing the significance of having systems, she also acknowledged that in her almost 30 years in the entertainment industry, she has discovered that the most memorable moments were often unscripted.
I know Take Me There was like the night before I learned all the choreography and did all the fittings. And then we filmed the very next day. Best of Me was freestyled. We just did everything the same day we shot. But of course, no dance rehearsals because it wasn't a dance video. But anything kind of goes. Yeah, and I love all of the processes. You get really surprised when you kind of just step in spontaneously. Yeah, and see what happens.
Maya shared this advice to anyone that is interested or in the entertainment industry.
Let love and the passion of music lead you. If you're in it for fame, you may be disappointed. Sometimes it comes quick, sometimes it doesn't come at all, but it's also not the basis of something that's going to last.
Reporting for our news, I'm Danielle Miller.
All right, thanks so much for that, Danny, and thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall-Thomas. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening.
Hi, and thank you for watching. I'm Natalia Hall. Be sure and hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to see more content from the team. You all